Back again for another back day. Yeah. Channel's going wild here, Dylan. See, the channel's going wild here. Yeah. Yeah. Get to your seats, boys. Get to your seats. Yeah. All right. A few. Oh, it's not even, is it? There we go. A few little supinated pulls here. There you go. Just the first set. Get nice and going here. Oh. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll put that up. But that's going great. Going to be a little back session today. A decent one. It's not going to be too heavy, too crazy because I got bench in a couple days and it's going to be my singles, right? So I want to just kind of get primed for that. And because your bicep is doing a lot of the lowering of the bench as well, so you don't want that to be drained. By the time the weight gets to your chest, it'll feel 20% heavier. We don't want to do that. Jeez, buddy just took my pin. If you're seeing me look down at the thing there. Oh. So I'm a big fan of the supinated pull downs for sure. And it reminds me of the gymnast, the big old biceps. Because they're doing lots of shit like this in the bar, but they're also doing a lot of iso holds and stuff. And even with the arms stretched at length and everything, so the muscle in this fully length position holding that isolation is also contributing to the size of the gymnast biceps as well, which of course you're not really going to be able to do that in the gym because you're going to have to be super athletically inclined in terms of gymnastics for that. So. And in my favorite way to be kind of maybe aesthetic and athletic at the same time is go to slow on the eccentric. So in this case, on the way up, I still like to explode on the way down because I just always like to do things in an explosive manner, just with athletic background. You don't always have to be like that, but it's just whatever fits you and your needs. Yo. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do one more set of these. There's going to be 2 sets. But I'm going to finish with a cable row, which is going to be a lot less. But I should be maybe standing or upright, or maybe even like a chest supported one. But I want to be straight up and down so that I got to pull it in here. And there's no shoulder lifting, or raising, I should say. I want to pull it straight in here. It's just more of a posture thing, more of just targeting that rhomboid in a way of I'm just priming it for the bench the next day, if that makes sense. So people talk about mind and muscle for right now, which is good too, but I'm also thinking about mind and muscle that's going to help me the next one. You know what I mean? So I'm not losing any sight of what I'm doing right now, but I'm also thinking about this is going to help the next workout, and then so forth. So lots of other times, you know, that's why you might hear some people say, without knowing, they say, hey, I like doing back the day before a bench, or I like doing back before some pressing because I feel like everything's pumped up, everything's stable. You know, there's a little bit something to that, you know, so it's a little bit of, not always, but sometimes in a little bit of bro science, there's a little bit of actual science sprinkled in there, hence the name, you know. So anyways, enough for the pitter patter, and let's get at her. Ooh. Ooh. And again, slow, and I'm doing a lot more explosive on the heavy stuff because I just want to be explosive, like a fucking wrestler going in for a takedown, or a judo guy going to pull to do a throw. You know what I mean? It's just, you're never going to take the athlete mindset out of me, kind of thing, right? So even if that's not the most ideal for bodybuilding, even though I enjoy building the body, I'm not a bodybuilder, if that makes sense to you, all right? So let's bust these out here, and then keep going on the path we're going on. And again, I'll explain why I'm doing these in a second, as opposed to knee on the bench. Ooh. Yep. I like to do a tripod row because I'm on my feet. I'm in an athletic position, if you will. Because, little rule of thumb, if you can do something on your feet as opposed to sitting down or knelt down or leaning on whatever, pick the one on your feet. That's just my advice. But the main thing is, it takes a lot less pressure on your inguinal canal, where hernias and that break through. So knee on the bench, if you're an older dude watching this, maybe you've had some hernia troubles, or even if you're a younger dude and you've had some hernia troubles before and you're doing your back days, I wouldn't do the knee on the bench like this, because it puts some unnecessary pressure on the inguinal canal, and there's just no need for that, right? We're here for gains, not pains. So let's keep her moving, let's keep her going. It's going to be standing cable version of basically what I was doing over there, and this is just a little posture shit and get me ready for bench the next day. Very similar to lowering the weight. And when you're doing these, you want to make sure that the shoulder's not raising. So you want to have that low enough that you can pull downward. Yep. Switch over to the other side. It's also good for shoulder health and everything as well. But your upper back and your rhomboids are not working. Prehab. That was nice. I'm doing one more set of that. Fuck it. Oh yeah? Are you just doing narrow cable ones, or are you just doing some narrow cable ones, or what? Oh yeah, the old Nautilus. Pull over there. Yeah, they're good too, man. Oh, got you. Oh, okay. So it's palm down grip, is it? Yeah, you could go under too, yeah? Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, with the little chest pad there? Yeah. Yeah, that's good too. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of similar to what I'm at here now. This is just a little bit more like posture wise as opposed to weight wise. That's why I just do it right immediately after those over there. You were doing these, eh? Yeah. These ones hurts the wrist when you go that way?
No, over there on that
Oh, yeah. All right, Maniacs, this is the last exercise of the day. Just give me some standard face pulls. That's why I got the hat turned around so I don't bop the bib. You know what I mean? Pop the top, but don't bop the bib. You know what I'm saying? So, again, this is just a nice little posture one. See, even then, I'm popping it. So you can go a little bit above the head if you want, but like going forehead, and with my wingspan, technically I would need a longer rope here, or maybe 2 ropes. So I may try the 2, but I hate being that dude that takes, more equipment than he's got to, right? Yeah, it's taking me a second to feel this with the shorter rope, just to get the right squeeze at the top without popping yourself in the face. But it came along at the end there, so we'll do that again in a sec. Okay, not to quote Drizzy here, but views from the 6, because I've got you 6. If you've played any Call of Duty, then you know. I've been told a few times now that I should be Ghost, who's Simon Riley from Call of Duty. And I've been told I should be him for Halloween. And obviously it's not because I look like him, because he's wearing a mask. But maybe I guess I can do the voice a little bit, and just might suit the attire. I have no idea. But however, I'm considering it this year. So I'll keep you posted on that. I know that's a long ways away, but so are some of our goals. So who cares, It's never too far. Oh, yeah. Yep. Ugh. And I really do enjoy the 2 finger pulls. So they're a little lower. I'm just going to throw in a set of those to end on. Because I really just feel these are very similar to positioning a bench. You get your angle tucked in on the elbows. Whew. Already a bit burned out here, which is great. Oh. Set that up for the next person. Okay, guys. Another session in the books. Quick back day done. A little bench setup day. And I've got a question on a video or 2 ago asking me about my workout split. So I will go into that in detail in the vehicle, in the truck next. It's not a typical weekly split, because I know the person asked if it's a weekly split, which is, of course, Monday is this, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is that. I do mine on a numbers base. So day 1, day 2, day 3, whichever. And reason I do it on a numbers base is because I'm running it longer than 7 days right now. So 7 days of the week wouldn't work. And I also like to do it that way because every Monday's not this, every Wednesday's not that, every Sunday's not this. So it keeps it fresh for me. And also in the summertime, especially, if I want to golf one day or go swimming or, go on a big hike and swim or do whatever, then I can just push it the next day. I don't have to think, fuck, today's Thursday. If I don't squat, how can I go swimming or whatever? It's not like that. So I'm going to just push it to a day after that or whatever. It's just much easier to juggle, which I'll explain outside. So bear with me. Go on, fingerless. What is happening? Session done. There we go. Actually, we're going to need the sunnies on here. It's still nice and bright. Okay. Alright, so the slow cooker is waiting for me at home. Got a nice lean roast in there with a few potatoes and a few carrots. Oh, this is going to be absolutely dreadful getting out of here today. It's 4-lane streets here, but there's a bit of construction going down, so you kind of got it slow from one end and blazing from the other, and it's just going back and forth like that, right? So that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Oh my. Yeah, I might even have to take a right out of here and go around the long way. And somebody's got a big transport truck parked right there, so I can't really see that well. Alright, buddy, slow your roll there. Yeah, somebody going 90 in a 50, which is it's always a bit of fun, isn't it? Not actually. It was sarcasm if you didn't realise. Especially around the construction zones, or taking out like the chops of the pavement there, right? So it's just random little drop-offs, just like you see in the gym, you know, random little drop-offs of people that were once into it, not into it anymore. Random little drop-offs of people after a couple months, maybe the February crowd, or when the summer comes around, everybody says, hey, I'm just gonna walk only or hike only now. I'm not gonna do weights anymore. I just want to get toned. No, you guys go ahead. You guys do your thing here. Yeah. Oh, and then the Tesla is absolutely cruising, but there's a red right there, so I don't know what the rush is. Yeah. I'm trying to help you guys out, but oh my god. Not to comment on the traffic here, but a couple of these boys are having a stinker. These boys are just having a good old-fashioned standoff here outside the saloon. One's trying to go left, the other one's trying to come across, and they just... I mean... Am I just going to be parked here, guys, or what? I'd love to just get into a post-workout chat, but I don't have much of an opportunity here. So, I mean, you know, I'm just going to have to go, boss. I'm sorry, but, I mean, I've given the opportunity there. I've given the chances. However, you can lead the horse to the water, can't you? But you can't make him drink it. Let's see what this picture's like. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Can see me. I think it looks kind of dark just because of the shades I got on, but we'll vibe with it anyways. So I'm just about to pull on the highway here now. The construction is dreadful, but yeah, got the slow cooker ready to go. I'm telling you, if you're not slow cooking, sprint to the slow cooker, because it's one of those best things. Just toss some stuff in there. Oh man, it's fantastic. So using that today, and then I'm going to use it again in not tomorrow but the next day. I said I got a nice whole chicken. I'm not going to do that in a slow cooker. I'm going to do that in the air fryer. However, I'm going to throw some large beef ribs, not the smaller pork ones, but the large beef ribs. I'm going to throw a few of those in there. So I'll throw that there in the morning, do the chicken in the air fryer, so you got the old-fashioned cookout, you know, the chicken and ribs. Do some potatoes, maybe even throw on a little bit of sweet corn or something like that. So you don't get too much of that up in Canada here. It's a lot of, you know, chicken and ribs is a thing you get in a restaurant and stuff, but like if you go to a little cookout or like a barbecue, we call it, or whatever, a little barbecue party, you're not getting too much chicken and ribs. You're not seeing. You see some hot dogs, hamburgers, got a person have a steak or something, but the chicken and ribs is a big thing for me. So when I do go to the States, I do enjoy places like Outback and stuff like that, where you can just get in there and get your chicken and ribs and your fries and that, and get out a pretty easy process. I remember there being, I don't remember the name of the places, but it was like, there's a place in Toronto that I used to go when I was up there, and it was in the mall there, I believe it was in the Eaton Centre, and it was like one of those 2-in-1 shops. You know, if you've been to any other 2-in-1 shops in Canada, sometimes you'll get KFC and Taco Bell being like the same building, and Tim Hortons and Wendy's sometimes being the same building. So this one was kind of like that setup. It was like an Asian style place with the noodles and spare ribs, chicken balls, stuff like that, rice and everything. And then it was like a big cookout, like southern kind of place next to it. I don't remember the name, to be fair, but man, that was something else. And there was little styrofoam containers that clip down with the little compartments in there. They used to be blocked full, just chock to the brim. But oh man, you can see the the food is on the brain here, no doubt, because I came in like kind of just before supper today, so I'm hungry anyways because it's supper time and it's right after the workout as well, so I'm getting that double whammy today. What are you doing for tea, Ray? What are you doing for tea? Shout out to my mate George, who's from Bolton, and he used to live with my buddy Ryan when we were in school. And oh, somebody's got a beef bucket on the side of the road, tipped over. So yeah, he used to live with my buddy Ryan, and he used to say in England, Ryan's from Ireland. Oh, don't worry, Ryan. I'll make the differential there. So George from England would say to Ray, "What are you doing for tea?" That just means what are you doing for supper? What are you doing for dinner? What's the story? What's going on with that? And then where I am is very heavily Irish based, so we would say, what are you doing for a grub or have a scarf or something like that? And then Ryan would say, what are you doing for scran? What's the chance of any scran? So it's cool how the stuff all intertwines. And the reason why I mention it is because I do live on an island in the middle of the Atlantic, and we used to be governed by England, but mostly Irish residents. So we got a little bit of both there sprinkled in, right? And of course a bit of background, general knowledge. Don't know how we got on that topic, but a bit of Native American, I guess you could call it Native Canadian, where we are. Yeah, great session. It seems like we've got a big overcast now. I guess we're expecting some rain. But today's session was focusing on a little bit of pulling, say in the bicep, in close, upper back, and then the dumbbell rows. Just one encase on this side, on the upper back, kind of just on either side of the spine. Get those rhomboids and everything working, and just have that solid foundation, stabilize the shoulders, and just help me for the bench, because I'm pushing back in hard with the bench now, and trying to bring that back up to where it was pre-injury, pre-knock, pre-owie, But yeah, in terms of the workout split, somebody asked me the weekly split. Well, I don't do it weekly, I do it by days, so I have like day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever. And if it's easier for you, I would consider one of the rest days as a day as well. That does look quite dark, but yeah, I think it's just the glasses. Actually, it is quite gloomy now. I almost need a light on, but that's all we can do. Big overcast. Yeah, we're expecting a downpour for sure. So normally I'll start it off with, and this does change, so don't take this for gospel and all that stuff, but and I do have some freedom with it because I'm shifting around other things. But day 1 I'll usually do a push workout, day 2 I'll do legs, and day 3 I'll do a back session. Okay, and then depending on how heavy it was and how much it broke me down, I'll definitely take 1 day's rest. Sometimes I'll take 2, and then if I do take 2 days, the first day of the 2 will be more of active recovery, as people would say, where I'd still do my cardio, or I'd do something active outside, or maybe I'll have a game of golf or go on a hike or something like that, work that in there. And then the second day of the 2 would be pretty much strictly rest. Still get your steps in or whatever and that, right? But it would be pretty much rest. You're getting ready for the next day, which is back at it. So for an example, let's just say I go push, legs, pull, then take a day off. Then I'll go push and legs, and then I'll take a day off again after that. Lots of times 2 days, because I'll have 5 sessions done then. I won't do the back day, the pull day, after the second one, because I'll take a couple days off. Then I'll go push again, and then I'll go deadlifts. And the deadlifts falls under pull and legs. So I do the legs part first, and then I do the pull, so the back workout in with that. Once I finish there, I'll take another 2 days in a row for sure. So I might have taken 1 and 1. This time I'll definitely take 2 no matter what, and then restart that schedule. Okay? So it's heavily focused on rest, but heavily focused on intensity too. So it works out to be in, say, 3 and 1 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4, 8, 2 and 2. Yeah, it's about a 12-day-ish kind of a thing. So it's a lot more than 7, and is not quite 2 weeks. So that's kind of how I do it. So I usually deadlift every 9-ish days, and squat and bench every, say, 3 or so, right? So that's kind of how it comes down. But that's the way I do it. It may sound super complicated, but I've just made small, minute changes. Oh my god, it's very dark in it. See if we can get that. Hey, sorry about that if it was real dark on you. So I will make small, minute changes as I go along. So it might look, the finished product might look a little bit difficult. However, it's not that difficult. It's like when you're back in school, and you started school in September, and you finished in June with math. All right. So you started off chapter 1 the first day in math, and the first month, let's just say it's 10 chapters for 10 months. Just stick with me here. Once you get to June, you got all 10 chapters in there, right? So when you start in September, you got chapter 1, say October is chapter 2, like that. You're just adding 1 chapter in at a time. So by the time you get to June, hey, it's just 1 more chapter. You already got 9 under your belt. It's pretty simple. But if you started with the 10 from June in September, you'd be like, holy shit, man, I'm overwhelmed because you're throwing all this at me. But if you just take a little bit by little as you go along, it's not that bad when it actually happens. So that's kind of a similar analogy there for that. That's what I'm telling you, So that's kind of the way I do it. And that way, I just go by how my body feels. If I need to take an extra day's rest, if I feel good, maybe I don't need to. But for a natural lifter like myself, what I would do is, if you're just starting out, I'd probably go 2 days on, 1 day off, and just keep it like that, maybe. And then, say after you do that 2 or 3 times, you say 2 days 1 off, 2 days 1 off. Maybe the 3rd time you might want to go 2 days on, 2 days off, and then start it again. Don't be worried about the rest. I know everybody thinks you got to do more. 6 days a week, I got to be there, blah, blah, blah. That's horseshit, all right? Don't want to do that. You're going to burn out, and you're going to get injured and all that crap. So don't be at that. You actually recover, you build, you repair all that tissue when you're resting. So don't be afraid to rest, okay? I know this was a long truck talk, but it's probably a quicker workout, so it might even out. We're probably in the 23-minute range here, maybe even 25. But thank you for joining me. Please like, please subscribe. If you made it this far, you are a legend. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay frosty.